everybody, happy Friday and welcome back to Daniellability. A friend asked me recently what my opinion is on wheelchairs that have the ability to stand you up. So I thought I would just do a quick video talking about my opinion on them. My opinion is probably different than a lot of people. For me, walking has never been the ultimate goal. I think probably for somebody who became paralyzed later in life, they look for equipment like that because they miss the feeling of standing and being able to walk. I've never been able to stand or walk, and so I don't know any different than sitting in my wheelchair. And so for me, that's not something that I focus on. It's not something that I really think about. Sitting in my chair feels like me. For someone that they've experienced standing, probably for them sitting all the time doesn't feel like them. It feels foreign and it feels different, and so they look for things that allow them to feel like they used to feel. But for me, sitting in a chair is all I've ever known, and so I don't look for ways to change that. And it's always interesting to me that people view being in a wheelchair as such a negative thing. In the past, I've had people tell me that they're gonna pray for me that I'll be able to walk. When I think I was probably 4 or 5, I had a pastor say that he wanted to come over to my house and pray over me that I would be able to walk. And I told him no. I told him that I didn't want him to. And I think even at that age, it was because I was so confused as to why it was such a negative thing for me to be in a wheelchair, to the point of someone feeling the need to come and pray over me. Because I was like, no, this is who I am. You know, I believe in prayer and I believe in the power of prayer. And to me, it's like, if you're gonna pray for me, there are lots of other things you can pray for me for. And the ability to walk, for me, is not one of those things. It's not something that I've ever felt the need to change about myself. I appreciate the sentiment because I know that it comes from a place of care. For them, the thought of being in a wheelchair is something that would be really hard and, you know, something that they would struggle with because they're looking at it from the perspective of somebody who is fully capable. And so for them, thinking of that changing and them having to go into a wheelchair is really hard. But for me, when people say things like that, it's more like, oh, so I'm not good enough just the way that I am and the way that I've always been. I have to try to change who I am and what I've always been to have them feel better about my situation or whatever. And that just feels weird to me because I've literally never known anything different. So for me, this is who I am. When I see equipment like wheelchairs that give the ability to stand, I see the good things about them. Like, there are situations like when I go to a bar or something and there's a high counter, or a store and there's a high counter. It would be nice to be able to stand. But on the other hand, why aren't things built in a way to accommodate for people of different heights and different body types and things? So I guess for me, I would rather see things built differently. I would love to see society accommodate for, you know, people with disabilities, because there are a lot of us. We are a part of society, rather than seeing it as something that is broken and something that needs to be fixed. So yeah, that's my opinion. I'm sure that there are a lot of different opinions on this topic, especially for someone who hasn't always been in a wheelchair. I'm sure their perspective is very different. So I hope that was interesting for you guys and helpful. If you have other questions, definitely let me know in the comments below. I'm totally open to other points of view or other perspectives. So definitely let me know if you have a different opinion. Thank you as always for watching. I'm so thankful for all of you who've subscribed and who watch on a regular basis. I love reading your comments and all of that. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.